In the middleweight division at UFC Kansas City, you got Michel Pereira taking on Abu Magomedov. And I like this matchup for obvious reasons. I mean, both guys are very capable of winning. It's Brazil versus Germany in this one, and the Brazilian is the favorite. So let's get into it. Pereira, 1 inch shorter at 6'1 compared to the 6'2 Magomedov. Magomedov is 34 years old. It seems like he's younger than Pereira, but Pereira is just 31. Now, in terms of reach, Magomedov has a 5 inch reach advantage. That's uh, a pretty good advantage if you ask me. Both guys stand right-handed. Pereira 4.5 significant strikes per minute to 2.7 for Magomedov. Now Magomedov lands a takedown on average every round, where Pereira gets one every three. But both guys are capable of going to the ground. Pereira 76% takedown defense compared to 100% takedown defense for Magomedov, but I believe he will be tested on the ground in this fight, whether he lands a takedown or whether he gives up a takedown to Pereira. Now, Pereira's coming off the loss to Anthony Hernandez by fifth round KO. Absolutely exposed and dominated in this fight. 152 to 24 in significant strikes. That's crazy. And even more crazy, 10 to nothing in takedowns for Anthony Hernandez. So, huge win for him, especially since Pereira was coming off three straight first round finishes. On average, 1 minute into the fight. He beat Ihor Potieria by submission. Mikhail Alexichuk submission, and he KO'd Andre Petrosky. So before the recent loss, he was on an 8-fight win streak in the UFC alone. Now Magomedov coming off back-to-back wins over Warley Alves by decision and Bruno Ferreira submission. He did lose to Sean Strickland and Kyle Barajo, two solid fighters in this division, obviously. Beat Dustin Stoltzfus prior to that, so he's won 3 of 5 since entering the UFC, and it makes him a very tough prediction whether you're for or against him because, you know, he lost to two solid competitors and he beat three guys that are well below those two. So he's somewhere in the middle there. So I'm going to lean towards Pereira to get the win here, although I think it's very close. I like when a guy has much more significant strikes, especially when you're talking about a Brazilian, because even though he got dominated against Anthony Hernandez, in most of his fights, he does pretty well on the ground, including back-to-back submissions prior to that loss. So maybe he just had a bad night. That's what we got to hope here. But I'll take the significant strikes and the Brazilian on the ground if necessary for Pereira, in my opinion, to get the win here, move to 32-12. I think it goes to a decision, though, and Pereira wins a close one.